Sleek and long, mysterious yet flamboyant, by default for the few reserved, and once you've earned one, it might just be your most resourceful possession in this world. Because it might be James Bond's preferred brand, and just like he prefers his martini shaken, not stirred, similarly, this is not a car, it's an Aston Martin. The Vantage nameplate is now 74 years old, and in 2024 it's the gateway to Aston Martin's hallowed world of two-seater supercars. Starting from the front, gone are those long sleek LED headlamps. Instead now comes these new matrix LED headlamps. The grille has also grown in size, which accommodates larger air vents for better cooling of the engine. And lastly, if you notice the bumper design, especially this portion, this has been directly lifted off from the Aston Martin 177, which is another Aston Martin rarity. The Aston Martin rides on 21-inch wheels wrapped in these nice Michelin Pilot Sport S5 tires. And as you can see, you get the option of steel brakes over here, but you can also change them to carbon ceramic options, which Aston Martin is offering. When it comes to the rear end, there has been a rethink in designing as well. That can be noticed in the exhaust, the addition of these new air vents, and the rear diffuser. And lastly, the Aston Martin gets some massive boot space at 366 litres. And if you're paying rupees 4 crores, you also get the advantage of a nice umbrella. Changes are not just limited on the surface. A lot has gone to improve its performance as well. And underneath that long bonnet, you've got this same Mercedes-AMG Source 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine. Aston Martin has heavily retuned this mill. Engine cooling has been optimized and the camshafts have also been revised. As a result, it now produces 30% more power and 15% more torque. The Aston Martin Vantage produces 656 brake horsepower and 800 Newton meters now, up from the previous 503 brake horsepower and 685 Newton meter output figures. All of this power and torque is sent to the rear wheels by the 8-speed ZF transmission gearbox, which in one line helps the Aston Martin Vantage do a 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration in just 3.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 325 km per hour. But it's inside the cabin where Aston Martin has made one of the biggest changes. Starting with the steering wheel, which is all new. You've got the 10.25-inch instrument cluster and the 10.25-inch infotainment screen, which again are all new. And what's more, all three of these elements have been carried over from the Aston Martin DB12. There are still a plethora of hard switches to fiddle around here, but the new infotainment screen runs the all-new companion Aston Martin app, which in turn supports both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But in the grand scheme of numbers and portfolios, the Aston Martin might slot in as an entry-level supercar. But there's no doubt in the fact that this will certainly raise your aspirations, and at 4 crore rupees, it will certainly aspire you to have one as a bedroom poster.